Hello and welcome back to Drizzle Animations, where leaving a like and subscribing will give you a packet of double-coated Tim Tams. Can we just all agree that call centers and phone operators are the worst thing to exist on this planet? Alright, maybe not the worst thing on this planet, I mean, New Zealand exists. But today I want to share with you an experience with how horrid calling a call center can be. Let me give you some context before we start. For those of you who don't know, one of Australia's most used ISPs is Telstra. Unfortunately, they are also one of Australia's most hated companies. To all my American viewers, Telstra is the result of Verizon and Comcast giving birth to Stalin's offspring. That's how bad they are. The list of unethical and shitty things they have done would wrap around the world around about 5 times. They even own half of Foxtel. Bunch of c***s. But the worst thing is, Telstra is my ISP. Oh, Jesus. Now comes the main problem. I have a fiber connection directly to my house and my speeds consistently reach around about 90 to 100 up and 30 to 40 down. However, out of the blue, I was getting speeds that were slower than dial-up. This usually happens when you go over your data cap, but the thing is, I don't have a data cap to go over. Because we have been customers for so long, Telstra gave us unlimited internet for a couple of months compared to the 1 terabyte of data which we usually have, which is nice. But you know what's not nice? Having f***ing dial-up speeds in 2017! So I decided to call them up. Now, if you've ever called any sort of company, you'd know that they have these automatic robot answering machines. They're supposed to direct you to the department you need, make your life a little bit easier. Except they don't, because they don't even give me options relevant to my f***ing problem.
Hello, and welcome to Telstra Customer Support. For information on our new NBN plans, please press 1.
It's alright, just calm down. I'm sure an option relevant to me will come soon.
For all other issues, please press 0.
At last, some progress! Or so you would think. Here's what actually happened.
Please tell me in a few words what your issue is.
Issues with internet speed.
Sorry, I didn't quite catch that. Please tell me in a few words what your issue is.
Issues with internet speed.
Sorry, I didn't quite catch.
Issues with internet speed, you dumb machine!
Thank you. I will now transfer you to the appropriate department.
Finally, that took way too long. So the machine starts to transfer me to someone, which brings me to my next point. Hold music. Companies play it to you while you're on hold to kind of fill in the silence that you'd otherwise hear. The thing is, I would prefer to listen to silence instead of the crap that is Telstra's hold music. If I'm gonna be on hold for such a long time, please give me something decent to jam out to. But no, instead they play you a song so bad, you'd become senile listening to it for too long. After being on hold for roughly 3 minutes, I was finally put through to an operator. I wish I wasn't though. Why? The humans are worse than the answering machines. I don't know how that's possible, but the humans were worse. From the second they pick up the phone, you can tell your experience with them will be
Hello, welcome to Telstra Customer Support. My name is Emmy.
Jesus, hello, Emmy. I was just calling because I'm having a bit of trouble with my internet speeds. I'm supposed to be getting...
What's the account number on your account bill?
Sorry, what?
On your bill, there will be an account number. Can you please read it to me so I can identify you?
Okay, 261561555910.
Okay then, thank you.
I won't go over our whole conversation, but after a small argument about how I went over my non-existent data cap, she essentially told me that
there's a fault at your exchange and Telstra engineers will resolve the issue within 2 days.
Geez, 2 days without internet? You know, no big deal. I'm at school for the rest of the week and the internet there is somewhat decent. I'm sure I'll be fine. I can do my work and survive. And past Drizzle was right, I did survive. However, it's now been 3 days since my internet was still slower than usual, so I decided to call them again. And once again, Emmy was the one taking my call.
Hello, welcome to Telstra Customer Support. My name is Emmy.
Oh, Jesus, here we go again. I will spare you the details, but she eventually realized they did slow my internet down by accident, and she was gonna fix it for me. That is until she f***ing locked me from making changes to our account. Basically, in order to make changes to your account, the person who was calling either needs to be the owner of the account or be a trusted person authorized by the account holder. My dad owns the account, and previously when I've called up Telstra, he has always said that it's okay, can you please let my son make changes to the account? And they've always let that happen, but for some reason, young Emmy here didn't get the memo.
Okay, Joseph, I can see that we have mistakenly slowed down your internet speeds, and I will correct this as soon as possible. I would just like you to provide me with your information for security purposes.
No worries, but just so you know, my name is Alejandro. I'm Joseph's son, but I can provide you with all his details.
You're not Joseph! I'm sorry, but due to security concerns, I will not be able to change your speed today.
As I was anticipating this, I had my dad on standby to let her know it was okay for me to make changes to our account. Or so I thought.
Sir, I cannot be making any changes to your account, even if your dad authorizes it.
Okay guys, here is some advice. What I say next might sound a bit harsh, but if you get to a dead end with a call center worker, all you need to do is this. Threaten to cancel your service and ask to speak to a supervisor. And if they don't budge again, say you'll file a complaint. They will run screaming and you'll finally get some progress. Look, Emmy, I need this to be fixed fast. Can you please put me through to a manager?
I'm sorry, but our manager is not currently available.
Look, Emmy, this is ridiculous. I want to make a complaint. Pass me to a manager or I'll switch to Optus.
Okay, sir, I will pass you to a manager.
Emmy then decides to transfer me to a supervisor. And credit where credit is due. This supervisor did more for me in a few minutes than what the call center workers could do in an hour.
Hello, welcome to Telstra Customer Support. This is Jack speaking.
Hello, Jack. Listen, I've had issues with you guys slowing my internet speeds, even though I don't have a data cap, and I really need to get this sorted out.
Ah yes, I see on your file. Okay, I'll reverse the speed cap on your account, however, this may take up to half a day. In the meantime, I can give you 10 gigabytes of data on all 4 of your phones for the rest of the month to make up for this.
That would actually be very helpful, Jack. Thank you.
No worries, Alejandro.
After confirming a few details, Jack gave us 10 gigs of data on all the phones on our account, and I got full speeds back when I restarted my router. So, what should you take away from this story? Telstra's a pain in the ass, call centers are stupid, and Jack is a god amongst men. Yeah, I reckon that's about right. On the topic of God Amongst Men, do you want to know how you can become one? All you have to do is subscribe and share this video with your friends. Or at least you're a god to me if you do it. Either way, you really should subscribe.